A couple days ago, I was listening to a live stream. Well, it was a playback of a live stream. Actually, matter of fact, it was the playback of that same live stream that I was talking about when I was doing the discussion about the Spanish flu. And this was something else that was also talked about in here that I didn't even really put into perspective. That's why I'm glad that I can uh, follow, excuse me, certain people that have a little bit more knowledge when it comes to something like this. But it's amazing because this is something I didn't think about that actually made a lot of sense. Now, when you think of concerts, like for big time stars and singers and whatnot, you would think you would know that for the most part they would have a sellout event, or if you're going to a sporting event or a movie or anything like that that it draws a crowd that requires the purchasing of tickets, that it will cause the event to sell out. Well, thanks to this virus, I have a feeling that stuff selling out will be a thing of the past, or at least selling out to the point where the venue is filled to capacity. Think about it. You have a movie theater. All the seats are the way that they are. People will sit right next to each other until all the seats are filled, and then you will have to say sold out, and then or just come to the next showing. Well, now thanks to this and with the whole social distancing thing, you're going to probably have people sitting every other seat. So you'll probably have one person there, two empty seats, and then one person there. And then of course, probably as time goes on, they might do every other seat. Now, the same thing will go with concerts, and the same thing can go for sporting events. Now, if you are a outdoor event like Coachella, it might be a while before that really gets back up and running because it's an outdoor event and there are no seatings. No seating. I said no seatings. There are no seatings. Everybody's like literally huddled on top of each other. Now, what's going to end up happening is two things. One, well, actually it's one thing that can, because of two reasons. The one thing is they're going to end up hiking up the prices for these tickets for all of these type of events. One, to recoup the money that they have lost behind this virus and not being able to have anything being shown, and two, they're going to have to worry about people actually wanting to come out to those events because of the fear factor still there at play, where people are going to be scared to still come outside. Well, not so much outside, but go into certain places that involve a lot of people working in close quarters together. And then also one thing the person was saying is that when they don't have a lot of people at these venues like that, that also starts to cut into the staff working there. That's how you have people have to take either a pay cut or they're going to have to get cut altogether. Because say that you work at a venue that attracts maybe 100 plus people a day. If you cut that in half, they're not going to need a complete full staff for 50 people. And don't let them cut it down even lower to say 25 people per venue. Then they're going to cut the staff even more. I mean, why would you pay those people when you can put that money right back into your venue? Essentially, I should say, you're just paying the people just to be there. And most of them won't have anything to do. So they'll feel like paying you would be unnecessary money. So it's like you have to really, really take all of this stuff into consideration. Like I said, we are about to enter into a new normal, a whole new economy. The one that we knew before this happened is gone. It's not coming back. I'm just curious to see how this new one is going to function. But as of right now, nothing is really moving. Nothing is moving at all. But yeah, the whole thing about something being sold out, in my opinion, is not going to look the same anymore. Stuff will probably sell out faster if you want to call it sold out, because every seat won't be filled. And I'm thinking about where I work at a venue that attracts a lot of people, how that's going to look in the future, especially when it comes to those NHL games, because those games stay packed. with like 16 plus thousand, almost 17 plus thousand people per night. It's not going to look like that probably going into whenever their season opens back up. And that's another thing. These sports teams and owners, they will have to come up with a plan when it comes to something like this, going into whenever they get the green light to start their seasons back up. How are they going to adjust the seatings for the fans, especially since a lot of these fans have season tickets? Like, you got to think about it. Before this thing happened, they were in renewal season, which means the fans renewed, or if they have never had them already, they got season tickets for the 2020-2021 season, and that's for any sporting event. So I don't know if the organizations refunded them or told them to hold on to it. I would probably ask for a refund, because it's not, at this point, it's not going to be guaranteed if the seat that you chose to be in is going to effectively work for you when everything starts to kick back in. Because if they still have that social distancing thing going on, you may not be in that seat. And I can already tell right now, especially when it comes to the hockey fans that I work with, they are going to be pissed. But they'll have to be understandable at the same time. They'll be mad, but they'll have to be understandable. When, because just for safety purposes. And like I said, we are still in the first wave of this thing. We haven't hit the peak to even talk about a second wave coming through just yet. So imagine when that second wave rolls through here, what's going to happen? Do you think everything's going to shut down again? Because they always say the second wave is worse than the first. So that means we might have to do the whole quarantine thing again. And if it happens again, let's say the second wave happens this year, it's most likely going to be in the fall. And that's when a lot of the sporting events usually go on. You got NBA, NHL, college basketball, NFL. Like I said, 2020, the year 2020 is done. We came in on a bad note. First with Kobe Bryant's death and his daughter and those people in that helicopter at the end of January. And then this came right in. We only really had 1 month of a breather, and that was February, ironically the shortest month. And then in come March. And this one event deaded the entire year. And the thing is, it's going to have residual effects from here on out. So it's not like we're out of the woods. We're far from that. But that's really all I wanted to talk about when it comes to this. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so already. Have your notifications turned on, and I will talk to you in the next one.